Hello, my name is Jonathan White and I am the co-writer and director of Christmas on the Line by Mount White Productions.
My name is Nathan Mount and I'm the co-writer, composer and musical director of Christmas on the Line.
Realistically, the goals we are wanting to reach are, things like just, the satisfaction of putting on a show. You see shows all the time around Melbourne, professional, amateur, school shows, community, and they're all such, there's such an achievement. All those costumes and people and sets and lights, everything that came together. Myself and Nathan really want to have that kind of satisfaction in ourselves, to know that we have our company, we have put a show on, it was successful, people enjoyed it. Just the simple thing like that. We don't really looking for any extra credit or anything like that. We just want to be able to do it. So we've done it. Do it again. Yeah. Hopefully. The goals we have in mind are, of course, an Oscar, about 3 Tony Awards.
I've done a lot of research into music, both in the style and just in the general theme. So I've looked at Gilbert and Sullivan, Rodgers and Hammerstein, and I've looked especially at musicals like Cabaret, where they've got the song Tomorrow Belongs to Me, and I thought that's a great idea to have a single voice that builds, and so I've borrowed from that idea and made it my own, given it a new melody with beautiful guitar lines and all this over the top with strings that slowly build, but the strings lead into the next thing and one thing goes into the next until you get this great big ending with a full orchestra.
There was a quote once made by Mr. Ben Elton, who was the co-writer of the popular TV series Blackadder, and he said in an interview, he said that he hoped no one ever looked at him as being disrespectful to these men, but if there was ever a situation requiring of satire and of comedy, it's people who would blindly go to war. And I think that was a quote that really, really stuck with me when thinking of the idea and writing the script for this show. You think of any popular comedy series, American or British, you think of Friends. Well, in today's theories, you have The Big Bang Theory or 2.5 Men, all that kind of stuff. They are very funny shows that are generally based on situations with friendship, friends, and what they do with each other, the pickles that they get each other in, and all that kind of stuff. There were a couple of TV shows, mainly British, that were very big inspirations to me, such as Blackadder, Dad's Army, and another one called Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. And they were all comedies about a group of friends or a group of people who would get into situations with each other, but they were all overshadowed by this very dark backdrop of war, whether it be World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, any other kind of war. It was still very funny and hilarious, these friends trying to get into these situations, but it also had a sense of tragedy and a sense of darkness when the war would keep coming into the picture and interfering with their situations. And I think that was really kind of strong. As much as you were able to laugh with these characters with their situations and their ridiculousness, you were also able to cry with them and to feel for them because of what they were doing in the war for their country.
Unfortunately, most of the infantry think you're a prat. Ask them who they'd prefer to meet, Squadron Commander Flashheart and the man who cleans out the public toilets in Aberdeen. They go for Wee Jock Poopong McPlop.
The script is, the simplest way to put it, the script is an episode of Friends set in the war with a tragic ending. That's the simplest way to put it.
If you should falter, remember that Captain Darling and I are behind you.
About 35 miles behind.
But of course, writing the script was the hardest part, coming up with lines and funny lines one after the other to come up with. I mean, I don't know how the writers of Friends and all those TV shows do it, but it must take them ages. But I got there in the end, and it was it's taken me about 6 months to finish the script because we started writing it in February. But it's all coming together well. Okay. Well, Nathan and I formed our work relationship through university. We both were studying the same course at uni, and of course we both studied performance. But of course, we also get another major, so Nathan's other major was music, and mine was writing. So I think that collaboration of how we kind of both view musical theatre and how we want to get into it really sparked off in the first place.
Fabulous. University education. You can't beat it. Can you?
We want the music to not interrupt the storyline, most importantly. It's got to emphasize what we're trying to say and create extra feeling rather than ornamenting it and being like an added little bonus for something else.
It's a story that I've been working on for quite some time. I've been working on it for about 4 years or so. Because through most of my life, I've been, as I mentioned before, I've been inspired by these TV shows and by the interest of the tragedy of war.
Anyone can be a navigator if he can tell his arse from his elbow.
Well, that's boring out, I fear.
We're always looking for talented types to join the 20-minuters.
And there goes George.
The ideas to Nathan, he immediately was on board. He thought of some great tunes, some great ideas. The general plot and storylines that have going within the story. He had some great ideas for songs, and that's really showing within his scores. It's coming together really well.
Emotions we're trying to portray are mainly humour and I guess what's the emotion for good feeling? Happiness, friendship. I guess if you count that as an emotion, it's a story about friendship and the feelings you have with your friends. You know, you feel included, you feel at home, you feel happy, you feel honoured, I guess. But also at the same time, with the backdrop of war being in the background, you're going to feel a sense of, you know, tragedy, sense of darkness, sense of sadness. People laugh at the start, crying at the end. Let's hope.
Hi. I'm Jules. I've had 3 hours sleep. Yeah, awesome.
Looking for a cast was surprisingly easy. We only have about 8 roles in the shows to cast. And I guess I kind of knew it was going to be easy because all of my close friends are based around the theatre industry. And they're all willing to help out. Like if ever they were doing a show of their own, I'd help them with their endeavours, and they've done the same for me. And they're very talented people. I think lots of experience, lots of talent has come through, different ages, which is also great. Yeah, a lot of variety, and I'm really happy with my cast. They're all great singers, and I've worked with them all before, so I'm really confident.